Well, the U.S. economy created 199,000 jobs. It's a little bit below the expectations of about 450, but on the whole, the U.S. labor market at the end of 2021 is extraordinarily robust. We generated over 6.4 million new jobs, which is a record based on any year in that they've been recording jobs growth. The last 2 months have been revised upward to reflect an additional 140,000 jobs created in October and November. The unemployment rate, because of the number of increase in new jobs, declined from 4.2% to 3.9%. So we were at 3.5% just before the pandemic. So we're pretty close at those pre-pandemic lows. As long as we're kind of hitting that 350 plus thousand job average threshold, we should be able to reabsorb all those other jobs that are still missing from the economy and still continue our economic growth. This is a standard operating procedure for the NFL. They always look at a backup stadium because they don't know if there's going to be weather-related or unforeseen circumstances. They don't want to be caught holding the bag and not having a venue to play in. So it's not something that's new for the NFL, but certainly it has a higher degree of urgency given Omicron. They don't want to mess with the upcoming Super Bowl cities and bring somebody up when they're maybe not ready for it, or they don't want to bring on cities that potentially recently hosted a Super Bowl because they get to double dip. So one of the stadiums that's being thought about is AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas, and Dallas, where the Cowboys play, because they haven't hosted a Super Bowl since 2011 when the stadium was brand new. The big question becomes, well, what about California? To be honest, the restrictions we had last year at this time were far more aggressive, where you couldn't be in venues with more than 100 people. Everyone had to wear masks. Right now, even though there are over 10,000 plus cases daily in Los Angeles because of Omicron, the Chargers and Broncos played last week with 70,000 people in attendance. The Rams are going to play this week, and probably the stadium will be fairly full. The Grammys, which are actually scheduled to be on January 31st, have postponed the Grammys indefinitely, and they were supposed to play in the Crypto.com arena, which used to be the Staples Center. I think the NFL is just being prudent at this point, but LA has a lot of potential downside if the game is played elsewhere. So we'll see how that plays out, and I think every policymaker is going to be very focused on and health official on what's going to happen over the next few weeks. Are we at a peak right now, or will that extend? And that might dictate what's going to be a decision for the game. But clearly the NFL, given that this weekend is the last NFL weekend and playoffs begin, they'd like to have closure certainly in the next 2 weeks.